Did you know there's a country where 50% of the population is under the age of 18, and where you can dive into a natural abyss over 130 meters deep, right in the middle of the Caribbean Sea? That place is Belize, small on the map, but massive in everything it offers to those still seeking real, raw experiences. Dense, nearly untouched jungles, Maya ruins hidden beneath layers of vegetation, tribes that resisted colonization, caves filled with fossilized human skeletons, and a coastline where pirates and privateers waged war for centuries. It's a country where danger and beauty walk hand in hand, and where freedom is still a real choice. But the question is, why does no one talk about Belize? Perhaps because it doesn't fit the traditional mold of a Caribbean destination. It doesn't offer superficial luxury or follow the predictable tourist formula. Belize demands your presence, your attention, and a certain degree of courage. The sea here may be crystal clear, but it hides treacherous currents. The forest may be lush and vibrant, but it's home to the elusive black jaguar, and if you hike deep enough into the trails, you might cross paths with one. The ruins aren't theme parks, they're sacred territory. The caves don't have handrails, but they do have ancient altars where human sacrifices were performed over 1,000 years ago. And the people, well, their history of resistance is etched into their very blood. This is what you're about to experience in World No Filter. Want to join a journey full of discovery, fun, and mind-blowing content? Subscribe to our channel by clicking here and never miss another video. This isn't a place for those chasing comfort. It's for those chasing truth. It's the kind of country that attracts people looking to break out of autopilot. People who are unsatisfied with the obvious, who crave wild nature, living culture, and maybe even an honest conversation with someone who lives life in a completely different way. Belize is a destination that invites you to disconnect, not just from the internet, but from everything superficial. It's the kind of place where you can sit at a seaside bar, sip handcrafted local rum, hear pirate tales, and end your night dancing with a Garifuna woman to the sound of distant drums. Or rent a motorbike, disappear down a dirt road, and camp under the stars, surrounded only by the sounds of the jungle. What's more, Belize is surprisingly affordable. Food is cheap, the exchange rate works in your favor, and even the Paradise Islands can be explored on a modest budget. Many digital nomads and small business owners have discovered Belize as an alternative refuge, a place where you can live well, freely, and far from the chaos of big cities. There's no rush in Belize, only purpose. If you're looking for a comfortable, predictable destination with everything neatly planned out, then Belize is definitely not for you. But if what you're after is a journey with risk, reward, genuine human connection, and unforgettable stories, then maybe it's time you explored this raw, beautiful, and underestimated corner of Central America. The kind of place that can't be bought in a travel package, but that can, without a doubt, change the way you see the world. And maybe even the way you see yourself in it. Nature in Belize wasn't made to please first-time tourists. Here, it's not decorative, it's the protagonist. Wild, unpredictable, and often unforgiving. Instead of perfectly marked trails and wooden walkways, what you'll find are dense forests, strong river currents, deep caves, and an environment where humans are still just another visitor. More than half of Belize's territory is covered in virtually untouched tropical rainforest. These are areas where the noise of traffic gives way to the call of rare birds, the distant roar of a wild cat, and the constant crunch of leaves under invisible paws. It's in these jungles that animals like the tapir, the toucan, venomous snakes, and even the legendary black jaguar live, a symbol of the jungle's silent strength. But it's not just about observing nature. In Belize, you step into it. Whether you're wading through waist-high rivers, exploring dark caves untouched by daylight, or climbing steep hills coated in mud and roots, this is a place that demands both physical and mental endurance. Every step can bring a surprise, or a challenge. It's the kind of environment that forces you to be present, alert, and grounded in the moment. This raw nature also guards treasures that aren't obvious at first glance. Rare geological formations, endemic species, and even plants with medicinal properties, known and used by local communities for generations. For those seeking more than pretty views, Belize offers a reconnection with what truly matters, with the world as it was before hurry, concrete, and excess comfort took over. If you're ready to experience nature as it truly is, intense, unpredictable, and alive, Belize might be your trial by fire. Here, the jungle doesn't welcome you with a red carpet. It tests you. And if you pass, it rewards you with something rare these days: respect. In Belize, even the ocean floor holds its own secrets. And to uncover what lies beneath, you need more than just courage, you need preparation. The country is home to one of the most extreme and fascinating dive sites in the world, the Great Blue Hole. This massive natural sinkhole, perfectly circular in shape, spans over 300 meters in diameter and plunges 130 meters deep. At first glance, it appears calm. But beneath the turquoise waters lies an environment that challenges even the most seasoned divers. Diving here isn't just a physical test, it's a psychological one. As you descend, the light fades, the pressure increases, and an absolute silence takes over. It feels like entering a parallel world, where there's no room for distraction or error. Inside the blue hole, the vertical walls drop like an endless abyss. At the bottom lie submerged stalactite formations, created thousands of years ago when the area was once a dry cave. The deeper you go, the water becomes thick, dark, and mysterious, a space that invites introspection for those bold enough to explore it. Beyond its geological structure, the site is home to a rare array of marine life: reef sharks, barracudas, giant fish, and on certain days, even hammerhead sharks. This isn't an aquarium, and it's definitely not an amusement park. It's a wild territory, one where the diver enters as a visitor and emerges as a survivor. That's why diving into the blue hole is seen by many as a rite of passage. No certification compares to the feeling of surfacing again after facing the unknown dozens of meters below. If you're looking for more than just beautiful scenery, if what you seek is a real challenge, the kind that turns into a story worth telling, Belize's Great Blue Hole might be exactly the kind of test your life has been missing. Before Belize became known for its lush nature and breathtaking dives, this small country was coveted for another reason: its strategic location in the Caribbean. For centuries, these waters were the stage for battles, smuggling, and dangerous alliances. It was here that pirates and privateers hid, raided ships, and fought over territory with European empires. Belize's coastline served as a stronghold for legendary figures like Henry Morgan, the British privateer who used the region's islands and coves as a base for his attacks on Spanish colonies. And this isn't just folklore. Historical traces, makeshift fortresses, and even hidden ruins still tell fragments of that past, which left deep scars in Belize's cultural DNA. But Belize's spirit of resistance didn't come only from the sea. Over time, the territory also became a refuge for enslaved African communities who escaped from plantations and settled in the region. Peoples like the Garifuna kept their traditions alive, even in the face of repression and cultural erasure. That legacy of struggle and survival is still present today, whether in the percussive music echoing through coastal villages or in the proud, straightforward way Belizeans approach life, with resilience and dignity. And like every place shaped by intense history, Belize has also developed its own distinct flavors. In rustic bars in Belize City or along the beaches of Placencia, you'll find a vibrant local drinking scene. The country boasts a growing craft beer culture, with small batch brews made from local ingredients like cacao, coffee, and tropical fruits. Brands like Belize, the national beer, share the spotlight with microbreweries producing limited batches with bold, authentic flavors. Belizean rum, distilled locally, often unfiltered and with a strong, character-rich profile, is perfect for those who enjoy a drink with as much personality as the country that makes it. If you appreciate a good story, a deep respect for resistance, and flavors that carry identity, Belize offers a rare blend of rebellious past and artisanal present. Belize is not a destination, it's a turning point. A place that draws in men who no longer feel at ease in crowded airports and cookie-cutter hotels. Here, there is no illusion of control. The weather shifts without warning, roads disappear into the mud, and cell signal can vanish for hours. And it's precisely in this unpredictability that many find something rare: peace. For the modern man seeking to reconnect with what truly matters, whether through remote work, a passion project, or a strategic pause in life, Belize offers space. Physical, mental, and spiritual space. Instead of pre-packaged environments, you'll find simple cafes overlooking the river, cabins where city noise is replaced by birdsong, and a community that moves more slowly, but with far greater presence. Towns like San Ignacio, Hopkins, and Placencia have become magnets for men who've chosen a different kind of success, one that isn't based on status, but on balance. Working with your feet in the sand, developing ideas from a fisherman's hammock, or simply quieting your inner noise with a solitary walk through the jungle. All of this is not only possible here, it might even be necessary. It's not about escaping life. It's about living it unfiltered. The cost of living is reasonable, the internet connection is adequate and often irrelevant, and the reward comes in the form of freedom. Not the kind you post on Instagram, but the kind that lets you wake up with purpose, create with autonomy, and connect with others in a way that's real. Belize doesn't come in a package deal. It reveals itself slowly, and only to those bold enough to live off-script. In a world where relationships are increasingly shaped by neediness and convenience, Belize offers a powerful contrast. Here, connection still begins with genuine encounters, unhurried and unperformed. Human relationships in Belize aren't built on appearances or likes. They grow from direct contact, eye to eye, in a seaside bar, at a local market, or over an impromptu dinner after a tropical storm. Belizean culture values authentic dialogue, sincere touch, attentive listening. No one's in a rush to leave. And that changes everything. The Garifuna, for example, descendants of Africans and indigenous people who resisted slavery and cultural erasure, carry a wisdom that goes beyond music and dance. It's a way of being that honors ancestors and respects the presence of others. Talking to a Garifuna woman can be as powerful as a night in the jungle. She looks at you like she sees right through you. And she's not impressed by posturing, only by truth. Of course, like in any place where tourism is growing, there are instances of transactional relationships, where affection becomes currency. But anyone with sensitivity quickly senses the difference between a game of interest and a meeting of souls. Belize, though small, has room for relationships that defy labels. For many men, what begins as a trip ends up becoming a mirror. The directness, the lack of filters, the intensity of human contact reveal how superficial our day-to-day interactions have become. Here, you don't hide behind emojis. You talk. You listen. And, if you're brave enough, you let yourself be seen. Belize doesn't promise cinematic romance. But it offers something far rarer: human connections with depth, presence, and truth. Belize may look like a tropical paradise, but don't be fooled. This isn't a postcard backdrop manufactured for tourists. The country is real, and like everything that's real, it carries its shadows too. Traveling here is an invitation to be enchanted, yes, but also to be uncomfortable. And it's precisely this contrast that makes the experience authentic. In the capital, Belize City, the Southside neighborhood stands as a stark reminder of social inequality. There, natural beauty gives way to streets marked by poverty, unemployment, and at times, violence. It's not the kind of place featured in glossy travel brochures, but it's part of the country's story. Ignoring these realities would be like seeing only half of Belize. But the risk here isn't limited to urban areas. It's also in the jungle, in the ocean, on unmarked roads. It's easy to get lost on a trail, caught in a sudden tropical storm, or swept away by a current stronger than expected. There are no guarantees, no safety rails. And for that very reason, there is learning. Belize demands responsibility. It challenges you to move beyond the passive role of a tourist who consumes, into the active stance of someone who respects. It's a country that calls for full presence. If you're distracted, the environment will correct you. If you're arrogant, it will humble you. And if you're open, it will transform you. The risk here isn't a flaw. It's part of the truth. And truth, as hard as it may be, is what separates a destination that merely entertains from a place that leaves a mark on your soul. Belize doesn't offer absolute safety, it offers awareness. If you're seeking control, this may not be the place. But if you're looking for an experience that challenges you, pulls you out of your bubble, and sends you back more alert, more human, more awake, then maybe the risk is worth every step. There are places that tell stories, and places that make you remember your own. In Belize, the ancient Maya ruins aren't just scattered stones abandoned to time. They hold energy, presence, and a kind of silence that speaks directly to the man who is seeking purpose, not distraction. Walking among the structures of Caracol or Zunantunik is like coming into contact with a civilization that understood power in a very different way. Here, power didn't come from likes or followers, but from precise engineering, astronomical knowledge, and a deep spiritual connection to the earth and the cycles of life. The temples rise like sentinels of time, reminding us that there were once ages when man was more nature than machine. But what makes these ruins truly special isn't just their grandeur, it's what they awaken in those who visit them. It's not uncommon for men who feel lost or empty to find in these places a kind of inverted mirror, something that forces them to stop, observe, and reflect. There's no Wi-Fi among the stone walls, no shiny information panels. Just silence, wind, and history. And sometimes, that's all it takes to truly hear yourself. The Acton Tunakil Mucknell Cave takes this to another level. There, fossilized skeletons lie among stalactites and hidden chambers, silent witnesses to rituals that blended faith, fear, and sacrifice. It's a dark place, yes, but also deeply human. It shows that spirituality, for the ancients, was lived through the body, with pain, surrender, and reverence, not slogans. The ruins of Belize are not tourist attractions. They're carved reminders that men were once builders of meaning, not just consumers of distraction. For those looking to reconnect with that essence, they're still there, untouched, waiting to be heard. There are moments in life when all a man needs is to disappear for a while, not as an escape, but as a fresh start. A break from the noise, the demands, the pressure to always be something for someone else. In Belize, this space exists, and it has a name. The hundreds of islands scattered along the Caribbean coast, many of them almost untouched, free from traffic, notifications, and expectations. Islands like Caye Caulker and Tobacco Cay don't offer luxury. They offer time. Time to listen to your own thoughts without interruption. Time to fish with your hands, right in the shade of a palm tree, or sip rum while watching the sun sink into the horizon, with nothing on your calendar but simply being. Here, life isn't organized by the clock. It's organized by the tide. For those seeking a new beginning, these islands are fertile ground. Small businesses, simple lodgings, cafes, and even spiritual retreats operate under a more human rhythm, where purpose matters more than status. Many men who arrived with nothing but a backpack found here not only peace but a new way of living, lighter, more honest, and closer to what truly matters. And even if you don't stay, spending a few days on these islands changes you. Without mirrors, shop windows, or hurry, you rediscover what you love, what you feel, what you need. Solitude, which scares so many, becomes an ally. Disconnection becomes healing. The islands of Belize don't promise easy answers, but they offer the silence necessary to ask the right questions. If you feel you need to pause the world to find yourself again, maybe it's time to leave the map behind and get lost, in a hammock by the sea, with the wind on your face and your soul at peace. Belize is not a catalog destination. It's not a place that fits the mold of a comfortable, predictable trip filtered to perfection. In fact, it doesn't fit, and that's its greatest strength. Because Belize doesn't try to please everyone. It's made for those ready to see beyond pretty landscapes. It's a territory that tests, provokes, and above all, reveals. Along its rivers, caves, ruins, and coastal villages, the country shows that it's still possible to live outside the fast, superficial cycle that swallows so many men in big cities. Here, time moves differently, and that can be unsettling at first. Slowing down takes courage. Being silent demands presence. Turning off your phone is not just a technical choice, it's a dive into yourself. Belize is for those tired of getting lost in excess. For those who've realized that too much comfort dulls the mind, constant entertainment empties the soul, and life needs risk and presence to regain meaning. It's for the man who seeks reconnection with something greater, with nature, with his own instincts, with the freedom to be who he really is, without an audience. It's also a place to start over, whether for a moment or a lifetime. With an affordable cost of living, open communities, and an honest simplicity in daily life, Belize welcomes digital nomads, micro-entrepreneurs, creatives searching for inspiration, and men who have simply decided to change course. And here, changing course isn't seen as weakness, it's a sign you're alive. But be warned, Belize won't entertain you. It will force you to look at others, at your surroundings, at yourself. It won't distract you, it will awaken you. That's why, for some, the country may seem rough, raw, even chaotic. But for others, those still thirsty for truth, it becomes a rare sanctuary. Challenges exist. Social realities are harsh in some regions, nature is unpredictable, and daily life doesn't come packaged with ready-made solutions. But all of this forms what Belize truly is, An authentic land that doesn't sell out, doesn't give up, and because of that, transforms. Not on the outside, but on the inside. If you're the type who's looking for a resort, an all-inclusive package, and the perfect sunset selfie, go to Cancun, Aruba, or any other destination where fantasy is ready to pamper you. Belize won't coddle you. It will confront you. Now, if you feel you've reached the point where routine has lost its flavor, where the days all seem the same, and your choices have been more conditioned than conscious, then Belize might be exactly what you need. A place that demands something from you, but also gives back. Ground. Truth. So, Belize is for men who still carry some restlessness in their hearts. Those who refuse to settle for the surface of things. Those who, even without knowing exactly why, feel they need to go. Need to see. Need to feel. And in the process, perhaps find themselves again. There's no map for this. Only dirt roads, open sea, and starry skies. And if you're willing to accept the invitation, the reward isn't a travel souvenir. It's a change in the way you walk through the world. We hope this journey through the mysteries of fascinating Belize has been as thrilling for you as it was for us. And considering the effort it takes to create these videos, we'd love for you to leave a like and a comment. It's the best way to help us keep bringing you the best content every week. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed yet, don't waste time. Do it now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the fascinating videos we produce every week, like this one, which you can watch now to discover one of the most fascinating places on the planet. Don't miss this opportunity and explore the wonders many other places have to offer.